Okay, we're going to talk about Southampton next. It'll be a tough season for Southampton. I'm not 100% convinced by Mark Hughes at all. One big concern I have for Southampton is losing Dusan Tadic. I know he hasn't performed that consistently well in the last couple of seasons, but he has always been the kind of the sole player to generate any kind of attacking or creative spark for Southampton when I saw them play last season. And I think losing him is going to be a big blow. They have signed a big centre back. I think he's 6'6", a guy called Vestergaard, and as a result, he may well be looking at. There's a good chance Southampton will be kind of well organised and tight at the back, and that this big guy might score a few goals from set pieces. So worth looking at him, but he's priced at I think £5 million, and it's just not a gamble I'm willing to take until I've seen him play a few times. There's also a midfielder called Eliu Nusi. I think I pronounced that right. He's a new signing that people are excited about. I think he scored a lot of goals at his previous club. Again, one of those players that could be worth a gamble, but he's priced at £6.5 million. I'd like to see him play a few more times before spending that kind of money on him, but he's definitely one player that I'll be looking at. And then there's Charlie Austin, who is responsible for breaking many an FPL manager's heart. This guy, when he's fit and actually playing goals, is a no-brainer. He's usually well priced and scores lots of goals. He's a very talented player, but you just don't know how often he's going to be fit and available, or even selected by Hughes. We're going to watch to see how often Austin makes starts up front for Southampton this year, and how well he's linking up with some of those new signings that Southampton have made in midfield. Okay, Tottenham. I mean, what can you say about Tottenham? I think they'll be good this year. Their fans will be a little bit disappointed that they haven't added to the squad, perhaps to give them that last push to kick on. But regardless of where Tottenham finish in the league or whether they win anything, I suspect they won't. They're fantastic from an FPL point of view. From 1 to 11 almost, you have to think about signing nearly every one of their players, because that is a team that has played consistently well together. Lloris is a fantastic goalkeeper. The back four is very strong. They're great from an attacking point of view. Ericsson and Ali are obviously worth thinking about picking. They just pick up so many goals and assists between them. And then there's Harry Kane, who is probably the most consistent FPL player out there. I don't think I'm going to pick him from the very start of the season, but I'm sure I'll come to reverse that decision at some point. He just scores so consistently, and when he hits patches of scoring form, you're going to have him in your team. As a result of just that kind of lack of momentum and kind of fresh faces at Spurs, I'm going to just hold off signing some of their players for now and see how they start the season, whether they are going to be as mean at the back and as kind of a potent and attacking force this season as they have been in the past. Well, it's been a revolving door at Watford this season. They've signed a whole bunch of players, none of whom I'm particularly familiar with. I don't even really know what to say about Watford. It's hard to pick a star man outside of maybe Doucouré. I think it's great news for them that he signed a new deal. Great player. Is he worth £6 million within the FPL game? I'm not sure. It really depends whether he can get forward and get involved in more goals. It's difficult to see whether Watford are going to keep many clean sheets. So overall, Doucouré maybe, but Watford, who knows? West Ham. Don't West Ham look fun? It's interesting to see how many players they've signed for a huge amount of money. And of course they're going to be led this season by Manuel Pellegrini, who is a coach with some pedigree. All of the signs are pointing to the fact that West Ham might not be the same basket case of a club and a team as they were last season. I'm not entirely convinced. I think they'll have some attacking talent to pick from. The kind of player I'm most interested in is actually Lucas Fabianski. He did really well last season for Swansea, picked up a lot of points, made a lot of saves. I don't think West Ham are going to be that great at the back this season, but he may be in a position where he's making a lot of those saves, and who knows, maybe they will keep a bunch of clean sheets as well. So he's the first player I'm thinking about from a West Ham point of view. And then outside of that, it's tricky to see, guess who of the new signings are going to do well. It looks like Andy Carroll's out, injured again, which is no big surprise. So he's not really in contention to be picked right now. But I do like the look of Jack Wilshere for 5 million. I think that if he starts regularly, there's a good chance that West Ham will generate a lot of goals with some of those new signings. Like Yarmolenko and Felipe Anderson. Wilshere could be in there pulling the strings and maybe putting some of these guys through on goal is tempting, especially at that price for 5 million. So Wilshere's another player I'm having quite a good look at. West Ham is so unpredictable. It wouldn't surprise me if they ended up winning at Anfield on the first day of the season with a great debut by one of their new signings. It's just so difficult to tell. They could get hammered too. They're going to be fun to watch this season, and definitely worth thinking about from an FPL point of view. Okay, Wolves. Everyone's raving about Wolves. I think everyone's carried away about how well they played in the Championship last season and how well they did, and that worries me. I don't like it when promoted teams come into the season a little bit overconfident and maybe not focused on just how hard they've got to battle and fight and be defensively minded to stay in the league. I think they might be very pretty to watch, but I'm not entirely convinced that they will have the right balance in terms of being strong defensively and resilient in midfield. It sounds like they're great going forward and fantastic at kind of passing the ball around when they can get it, and potentially good going forward. It's just really hard with these promoted teams to know whether they're gonna be the real deal or not. I'm somewhat slightly less excited about Wolves, weirdly, than I am about Fulham, but I could be wrong. I've had a quick look at a guy called Bennett, who seems to have had quite a bit of game time for them last season, and at £4 million may be one of the better value defenders available. But outside of that, I'm just going to kind of watch their first 3 games, I think, and get a sense of where they're at in terms of their squad and who looks confident and ready to step up at Premier League level.